Welcome to another video, and in this one I'll be taking you on a journey from Landguard Fort in Felixstowe all the way through to the other end of the promenade, looking at Cobbolds Point, taking in the pier and everything else in between, and not to mention all of those beach huts. This is the Suffolk coast, this is Felixstowe, and this is Bedwell's Vlogs. So welcome to a very sunny Felixstowe. We're starting the video here at Landguard Nature Reserve, just at one end of the promenade here at Felixstowe on the Suffolk coast. We're going to check out some of the landmarks here. We're going to try and get down to Landguard Fort and to the point down here, and we're going to go from here all the way up to Jacob's Ladder at the other end of the Felixstowe promenade and see all the landmarks in between. So hope you enjoy. So just over in the distance there you can see all these containers, which is part of the port of Felixstowe, one of the biggest ports in the area, if not the country, and stands out quite impressively in the skyline. It is very quiet here today. So some good vantage points for walking and seeing here at the Nature Reserve. Sort of tucked away at the very end, free to get into, and lots of wildlife around, lots of birds around today. All you can hear are the birds. It's really nice, and the waves from the sea behind me, which is great. So I'm going to carry on down the pathway, and we're going to see some of the sights here at Landguard. So the Nature Reserve is one of the driest locations in Britain, it says here, with annual sunshine hours and average annual rainfall of only 21 inches. The ground is made up of shingle and sand and mud deposits. So there we go. But it's a very nice, peaceful place to come down to. I often come down here when I go out for a run here at Felixstowe. It's nice and straight, and we'll pretty much walk my running route just along the seafront when we get to that point. But talking of points, we're heading now to Landguard Point and to the white observation tower, which is just in front of me. You can't miss it. Standing out a mile, almost literally. And Landguard Fort, one of the main landmarks of Felixstowe, and one of the main attractions, is just up ahead there. We won't be going there today, but I'll show you it from here. So it's just in front of me here, and we'll be going around, then making our way back around the coast, all the way up, all 3 or so miles of it. I checked earlier, and yeah, I'll show you what it's like. If you've not been to Felixstowe, then do come down. It's really nice. I often come down here, and this is the first time I'm making a video down here, well, aside from the one I did when the wheel went up about a year ago. I think it's up today, but yeah, enjoy the video. So here we have Landguard Fort, just off a path off the Nature Reserve, and we can get to it just off the road there. You see cars coming down, and it's closed today, but it's run by English Heritage. It opens in April to November, and it's free if you're an English Heritage member to get in, or if you're not, it's £7.50 or £6.80 for concessions and £4.50 for children up to the age of 17. So yet to visit it properly, but maybe this year we'll come and have a proper look inside. So it's Landguard Fort here at Felixstowe. So now we're going to carry on back round the path to Landguard Point and the tower, and we're going to get back round. So have you been to Landguard Fort? Have you got anything you'd like to comment about it? Let me know in the comments, which would be lovely. And yeah, be interested to know what you think of it. It's always interested me, but I've never really had the opportunity to come down, so soon I'll make a point of it this year. That's a promise. Right, let's go back on the path of the Nature Reserve and we'll carry on down. Now, a slight deviation, but just up here we have the Port of Felixstowe View Pier. I've never been here before, so I thought I'd come down and have a look. And that looks like the pier over there. So we'll go up there in just a second, but we'll try and get a bit closer. We're just on the View Pier here now. And there's the markers and the mast. So we're just coming up now to the white mast, used, I guess, for communications and satellites and that kind of thing for the boats in and out of Felixstowe. Get up right next to the port. I've just seen over in the distance, there is a huge boat coming in. So we're going to go for a closer look. And as luck would have it, this is our next stop on the video. The very end of Landguard and Felixstowe in Suffolk. This is Landguard Point. This is where the pathway stops. There's that boat we saw earlier. Probably going to help. It's all very interesting. If you are liking the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. We very much appreciated. And here is Landguard Point. Okay, with the boat behind me, that just about covers Landguard. Time to go back around the coast now, onto the main beach promenade, and follow it around all the way up to Jacob's Ladder, the big staircase at the end of Felixstowe seafront. So let's get cracking. Now, Felixstowe is quite well known as a holiday destination as well, and there's quite a lot of caravan parks, mobile homes, static caravans, that kind of thing around in Felixstowe. And one of the ones you come to just by the Nature Reserve is Suffolk Sands, one of the biggest ones in the area. And so if you're looking for a little break down by the seaside, then do look it up, Suffolk Sands. I'll try and put a link in the description, and we'll have a little quick look through that on our way around to the promenade, which is in this direction. So we are around Suffolk Sands. Lots of nice places to come and stay. For those of you who might be interested, the coastal path is now named the King Charles III England Coast Path. And that's what we're going to walk on now. Now, if you're doing this walk like I am today and you don't think I could do with a drink, it's a warm day, I have a drink with me, luckily. But if you don't, one of the first places you'll come to be a coffee kiosk and an ice cream kiosk right there. And down at this part of Felixstowe there are some playgrounds for kids to play on. My son likes coming down here. He likes to play in these play areas here. I'll just show you they're here. I won't film in those, obvious reasons. But there's some playgrounds just up ahead, and some benches to hang out on. And we're going to go this way through the gap in the wall and onto the seafront and check out the beach huts as well. The beach huts still a very important part of Felixstowe. They go all the way down. People are still buying them, throwing a little piece of Seaside. And what a view, eh? What a view. Beach huts fairly common around the coastline in Suffolk and Essex, as you may have seen in some of my other videos. But I do like them. I like the names they're given. Grandma's little house. Beach hut of the year 2017. Just another day. Okay, onwards we go. Now just after the beach huts we find Marteau Tower P. It's part of the Heritage Trail. It's now owned by National Coast Watch. Again, you find quite a lot of those dotted around the coast, Jaywick, Clacton and other areas. They're all very important in their time. And just up ahead here, we'll get a bit closer, but it's the CU Cafe. It's a fairly new building, but it's really nice inside and it does some really nice breakfasts. And food generally. People sat outside today. It's a nice day for it, certainly. So it's the CU Cafe on Felixstowe seafront. Great place to get some food. By the beach, give you a nice alternative if you're not into fish and chips, but if you are, you're spoilt for choice because there are a lot of fish and chip shops down Felixstowe, and I will give you a little glimpse as to where some of them are in just a moment. Plenty more beach huts all the way along. Now between the road and the promenade you'll find gardens here at Felixstowe. Nice places to come and sit off the beaten track, as it were. And just over there is a great food and place to go. It's Beach Street. Lots of street food vendors and shops. And it's right next to Manning, so we're just gonna go, we're gonna wander and I'll show you inside. Hopster's Bar, not open at the moment. Some nice craft beers. Manning's Amusements. There's plenty of character and history and things around here in Felixstowe. Well worth an explore. So this area was owned by Billy Butlin of Butlin's fame. And he was invited, Billy Butlin invited Sir Charles Manning Sr. to take over the running of the area. So originally, this part here was all Butlin's, which would explain the theme park theming. You learn something new every day, don't you? There's plenty of refurb work going on at the moment, freshening the place up. That was just Manning's and Beach Street, and we're going to go around and I'll show you the first fish and chip shop. The first of many on the road, Saltwater, and they've recently opened Sweetwater Cafe next door. Very nice in there, very good service. Like to go in there for a kids meal for my son. Chicken nuggets and chips for like £5 and a drink. It's pretty good. And that's right next to amusements, because what Seaside wouldn't be complete without an amusement arcade. And there's not just one of these, but there's another one pretty much right next door, just over the road, next to an ice cream hut, which is also closed for now, but it's good ice cream in there. We got there last time, only about a week or so ago. And it's Fantasia Amusements. They have a snooker club and another chip shop, the Regal, which is always busy on an evening when I've been down on a run, coming back to the car, and you can smell the salt and vinegar in the air. And there's a queue all the way down the street, especially at the weekend. Very popular. And we have the Ark, which is a crafting place, which is just in there. So that's good. Something to do. Nice. Right, let's get back on the promenade. Now in the summertime they put a big wheel up here. The first one up a couple of years ago. I've got a video on my channel called The View, and it's not up today, but in the summertime I'm sure they'll be back. So if you come in the summer you may see it, and normally it's over here, just near Manning's, a bit further down actually where we were. But it was fun. Now Felixstowe is a blue flag beach, so a lot of people do come swimming in the sea. I haven't seen anyone today yet anyway, but you never know. And just up here we have a little cluster of places to go for buckets and spades, for sweets, for ice cream, for coffees. Lots of places to go, get your refreshments. And we have an outside gym as well. So if you fancy a workout when you come down to the beach, this is fairly new. So there's a climbing wall and some gym equipment, exercise bike, little cross trainer, and some table tennis tables as well. There's a lot here. It's all fairly new. And we have a, now is it petanque area. Seen people playing on here last time I was here. It's kind of like jacks with heavy silver balls. And yeah, no, it's being used today, but that's okay. There was an old hotel just here next to the drift carts track, which will get some use during the summer, I'm sure. The hotel is called the Marlborough, and I believe it's been closed for some time. And from what I understand, it used to be fairly popular, especially the bar here. And there's a restaurant now I can see, the LA Lounge Bar. Let's have a closer look at the outside. It's all boarded up now and security in place, so I can't go anywhere near it really, but the LA Lounge Bar, the Rattan Restaurant, lots of balls, a few open windows. Yeah, it's been like this for quite a while from what I understand, so who knows what the future holds for this building. And that would have been, I guess, where a menu would have been or something for the bar, which was in there. No dogs inside, thank you. There you go. So that's the Marlborough on Sea Road. Now the old sign's in place still, the Flying Boat Bar. That's what that was. Part of the Marlborough Hotel here at Felixstowe. Long since left. Right, let's carry down. Next stop is the pier. So Seashore Village is a brand new development in Felixstowe. 27 beach huts, all available through Fenright, most still for sale at the time of recording. So if you want your own beach hut, then that's the place to go. Seashore Village. We're just going out to Felixstowe Pier now. Now unfortunately this gate is off just after the boardwalk cafe on the pier, so we're not able to walk down to the end. It's a bit of a shame. Now comes the entrance to Felixstowe Pier. Ice cream and donuts. Any amusements are inside. Impressive stained glass window. And of course, more fish and chips at the Pier Fish Company. So on the pier itself, the entrance to the amusements is through there. Nice view up the coast. We are heading for just around there. That's where Jacob's Ladder is. So we're going to go there next. But it's fenced off just past that little kiosk, so we can't go any further. But the seagulls are having a great time. And that's Felixstowe Pier. Now there isn't just one fish and chip shop up by the pier. Right opposite it, over the road, there are two, pretty much next door to each other, and they are separate restaurants. So there's three within 100 metres of each other. So if one's busy, you can go to another one, and if that one's busy, you can go to the other one, and if they're busy, you can find another one further up the road. Oh well. We're still walking down the promenade on the beach at the moment, and next up are the beach gardens, which are just over to my left. So we're going to go and I'll show you around. Felixstowe Seafront Gardens. Here we go. 8 areas. Town Hall Garden, Pram Walk, Ivy Terrace, Ranelagh Steps, Hamilton Gardens, Crest Garden, Spa Pavilion Approach, Pavilion Terrace, Hamilton Gardens, Serpentine Steps, Shelters and Felix Hotel Garden, Rose Garden, Chalet Bank and Pond Garden, Cliff House Garden, Sunken Garden and Long Shelter Garden. That sounds like a lot, but it's okay. So let's have a little explore and a wander, see what we can see. So there's a few more bars and restaurants just up here on the left hand side. As we're going down, you've got the Alex, which is a cafe bar, and you've got 129, which I think is just a bar. People are outside having their lunch. It's that time of day. And just next to 129 we've got the Grand and the Cork Bar. Maybe that's part of 129, I don't know. And the Undercliff Cafe. It's open for coffee and ice cream. And nice looking cakes. And frisbees. What more could you want? Coffee and a frisbee. Though frisbee's a bit dull on your own. I've done enough walking as it is. I'm going to chase after a frisbee that I've thrown somewhere. Right, so we're coming up now to the other end of the promenade and the pavilion. I'll show you the outside, the Spa Pavilion. One of the older venues here in Felixstowe. Been home to many acts over the years and still is. So we'll go and see what's showing March 2025, although before we know it, it'll be April. This year is just flying by. So the pavilion is just up ahead. Just before we get to the pavilion, there's more of the gardens. Just up those steps, nice sandstone bricks. It's the Ivy Terrace and the Ranelagh Steps. It's good that there's signposts everywhere, then you know where you're going. Nice boat on the roundabout. Uses the planter. Daffodils in season. That's the Spa Pavilion. Large red and white glass windows to see the view across the beach. Very popular. Okay, so coming up at the Spa Pavilion, Psychic Sally on the 28th of March, which is next week. The Ed Sheeran Experience, the Searchers Experience, Steptoe and Son Live, Bon Jovi Experience, Ben Elton, he'll be here, Jim Davidson. There's lots going on in the old place. So just on the other side of the pavilion we've got more of the gardens. Really well looked after. Got a little water feature in this one. Those gardens are immaculate. They're really nice, really worth coming to have a look if you want to change from the sand and the water in front of you. Right, let's walk through the gardens. Carry on. More daffodils as we go up the steps. How's that for a view? Lovely. So we have another ice cream place up on the left here, just after the chalets. Karen's kiosk. And more beach huts down the end. At this end of the promenade. Now coming up in the distance, as we get to the end of the promenade, there is a landmark called Cobbolds Point, which is an interesting, I think it's a rock formation, and it's quite distinctive. So I'll try and show you that if I can get close enough. If not, I'll try and put some pictures up on the screen. And then we're going to get to the end of the prom and up the big steps, which I just presumed were just big steps until I found out the other day. But they actually had a name. They're called Jacob's Ladder, and it's a staircase that goes from the promenade all the way up to the top of the cliff, and then you get into the residential area from there. So we're going to show you that in just a second. Meanwhile, here's some more beach huts. So we've reached Cobbolds Point on the Felixstowe Coast Heritage Trail. On a beach near Cobbolds Point, Dutch soldiers landed in 1667 and made their way to Landguard Fort to start an invasion of this country. Fortunately, Captain Darrell and his company of Marines repelled the Dutch, an event celebrated in Felixstowe every year on Darrell's Day. Many famous visitors have stayed in Felixstowe to enjoy the golf, the beach and the variety of hotels, not least Wallis Simpson, who arrived in the town in October 1936 to attend her divorce hearing at the Ipswich Assizes. Although the house in which she stayed is no longer there, their location is now called Beach Place, to the left of the Fludgers Hotel, just up the way. The impressive house, which can be seen behind Cobbolds Point Walkway, Cranmer House, was remodelled by Thomas Cotman in about 1885 and became part of the Felixstowe College from 1929 to 1995. Other parts of the college occupied various buildings along Maybush Lane. The large house to the left of Maybush Lane, Vernon Villa, later Ridley House, set in its own extensive grounds, also functioned as part of the college from 1933. And we've got a few pictures there from the time. And Cobbolds Point is here. So now back up off the beach, Cobbolds Point there. Very interesting place. I'm not sure what it was. Obviously it was something at some point a long time ago. More research needed, I think, but I've seen photos of it and it's really sort of interesting to look at, even from here. Because often when I come down here, the tide's up and I don't really see it. So I've come at a good time today, and you can really see it sort of properly. So there you go, just sweeping away into the sea. So now on the very end bit, Cranmer House, up there, as was mentioned in the sign by Cobbolds Point. And it's down this little pathway where we find Jacob's Ladder, which is a nice big tall staircase, which is what you need after a 3-mile walk from end to end here on Felixstowe Promenade. But it's been a nice day for it. Hope you've enjoyed it. Remember to like and subscribe and catch more of my little wandering videos here on the channel. I'll get down to the ladder, the staircase, and you can see the view from the top. This way. And there we have it. Just up to your left, the Jacob's Ladder staircase of Felixstowe, which takes you up the cliffside into the residential area, and you get a great view of the beach from the top. I'll show you what this first landing. Here we go. And up to the top. And the view from the top of Jacob's Ladder here in Felixstowe. And that was my little tour of the coastline here at Felixstowe in Suffolk. Hope you've enjoyed the video, and if you have done, press that like button and do make sure you subscribe for any future videos. And I will see you on the next video here on Bedwell's Vlogs. Thanks for watching.